Hello friends and enemies, come with me on day 2 of my trip to Croatia. I was so excited because it was our first official day on the Cruise Croatia trip with EF Ultimate Break. After getting breakfast at the hotel, I checked out of my old room and checked into my new room because this was the same hotel we were staying at with EF. I got the single room upgrade for this trip, 1 because I knew I was going to be carrying a lot of things in filming, and 2, my trip was being paid for because I was a group coordinator who successfully brought on 9 people onto the trip. EF recently changed their group coordinator rules, but let me know if you have any questions about that. After I got settled in, Abby, Ryan, Marcus, and I decided to go to a cafe nearby because we needed some caffeine and then headed over to a nearby mall. We were pretty hungry, so we ended up at the food court and got lunch there. And then we did a little bit of shopping because looking around the previous night, everyone was in going out wear, and I was not about to be shown up by some Swedish teen in the club. At the mall, we met up with Jenny, who was another girl in our group and ended up being Abby's roommate. We got a bottle of wine at the supermarket and had it in their room before I headed back to my room to get ready and get my goodie bags together for the people in my coordinated group. I can do a separate video on what I put in my goodie bag, but it's basically some things that I felt were necessary for this trip. Once the goodie bags and I were done getting ready, I headed downstairs to the conference room to do group introductions before we arranged different boat rides to get us to the welcome dinner. We had our welcome dinner at this seafood restaurant called Velum, which was right on the water, and it was nice getting to know my new trip mates while also catching up with my old ones who I met on previous EF trips and convinced them to join me on this one. After dinner, we walked over to Old Town Split. We got gelato, and then a few of us headed over to this club called Boiler. We managed to get there right before they started charging for entry fees, and we even managed to snag a table on the main floor, but it was low-key really crowded and kinda overstimulating. We ended up leaving and going to this bar that was outside Diocletian's palace. Even though I wanted to stay a little bit longer, we were all getting a little tired, so we ended up getting bolts back to the hotel. Like and follow for day 3.